Hey, how's it going, guys? This is episode 7 of our Chapter 2 campaign playthrough for the game Railway Empire 2. So in the last episode, guys, if you're catching up with the series, we were able to stand up Birmingham as pretty much the central import-export hub for the entire rail network we got going here in England and Wales. So we just completed the maneuvers, which got us Birmingham and advanced. So this portion is awesome because it actually allows us to purchase private lines so we can get rid of things that are getting in our way as far as accessing some of these resources and building rail networks with a more kind of efficient route without having to dodge and build bridges and tunnels and all that. So I think the very first thing I want to do, and I think what I was getting to, is purchasing this route here from Birmingham to Oxford. So we want to acquire this route. It's funny. We're devouring the enemies. I guess we technically are.
Step by step, the chaos left by the railway mania is being cleaned up.
All right, so other tasks left are to achieve express status between Liverpool and Carlisle and deliver 4 loads of vegetables to York. That shouldn't be too hard. So where's which 2 points? Liverpool and Carlisle. Where's Carlisle? So it looks like what they're wanting us to do is purchase this line as well, which we can do. We're gonna let it run a little while now so we can get some bankroll to actually utilize this route to create our express route to Carlisle. So that shouldn't be an issue. I'm probably going to get rid of this. Honestly. Probably gonna get rid of this line. Yeah, that was a really expensive purchase if I were to just get rid of the line, but we're gonna do it. Hopefully we don't regret it. I'm gonna get rid of this entire line and the stations. Should get some money back because I want to create an independent route, and this, the way the line was, it's a little close to the coastline, or you know, the route I actually want to take to get to Carlisle. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna focus on here. Gonna get out of the bulldozer interface there. What else do we need to do? Vegetables to York. Where is York? York is here. Vegetables down here. We got any other we got vegetables here, so it might be worth it to, let's see here. So this is already acting as a import-export line for all these resources and to York. This is this man. I probably want to work on eventually buying up his line, just getting rid of that altogether. Let's have a concession before you can perform any actions in this region. All right. Looks like I can't really access that yet. So now that we have a little money here, guys, we're going to complete the express line. You know, before I do this, let me think about this a little bit. We got an express line and the freight line. Yeah, we want to do some massive configuration, I think. I think first we want to focus on... Sorry, I keep backtracking, but as you can see here, guys, we're getting a lot of traffic and congestion coming through London here. Man, these guys are really making it hard to do what I want to do. But, man, like my brain is going 100 different directions here. We just got to focus on one thing at a time. We're getting a lot of traffic and congestion coming in and out of this single station in London, which ideally, kind of what I was getting at, is ideally we want 2 stations. I think I mentioned this in the first episode. We ideally want 2 stations in each city, one for export, import and export and freight, particularly, and one for express lines for mail and passengers. But for now, we're going to do the same thing that we did in Birmingham in the last episode and expand London's single station to 4 tracks. And I think we can do that pretty easily here. We just have to temporarily interrupt some of our lines coming in and out. And I kind of like how this is going. So usually what I do when I only want to edit a section of track or sections of track coming in and out of a station is I'll cut it off with a supply tower, for example, way out here. And then maybe a supply tower right there, just so I can edit this section only. And I think that can still do with a single line. So we're going to delete everything coming into the station on this side. Not the line. Just that. And all the infrastructure for the station. And we're going to redistribute this just to the top 2 tracks. And with this existing line, okay, we want to start with the bottom one here so we can get it parallel as soon as possible without... That's kind of slow coming in. It's the thing, the turn is so sharp, but it's fine, you know, it's not for that long of a stretch. I think that's good. Ideally I want it like that, but now that speed is, that corner is sharp. Short curve section, yeah. You know what, I don't think we need that much anyway. We might be able to get away with something like that. Yeah, it's not too bad. 64 miles per hour coming into the station ain't too shabby. Nice. Got the tracks flowing again. Oh man, yeah, that does come out a little further than I want it to, but we should be able to see. Ideally, I always want to be able to utilize only one resupply tower for these, but I mean, it is what it is for now. We can just do something like that, but when we have to expand, we got to get rid of this supply tower. And if we want to bring, you know, more than 4 tracks in from this direction, which maybe we won't even need, so we won't worry about it for now. Delete. Make sure our direction is all good on our track, which it should be. This side can stay at 2. But just to keep things even though we only have 2 tracks coming in, I'll distribute this 2 lines into 4. You guys will see what I mean here. So we'll bring this in. Okay, how can we make this come in a little quicker? There we go. I don't think that's going to be enough room for 4 distribution, so we got to come way out here. Yeah, sometimes you gotta... So we're gonna get rid of that. We gotta start it further back here. You know what, that's fine, I think. They don't need to be coming in that fast, right? Yeah, so I'm just evening things out, and you know, on the chance that I eventually maybe want to expand my freight lines coming in from this way, they'll have enough infrastructure to not clog up things at the station. I just like to make things even. It bothers me when only 2 lines are coming in on this side. Maybe a little bit of an OCD, but whatever. There we go. See, that's ideally what I want to do. Have 1 supply tower for all lines coming in. So, nice. We got that done. Our lines should be able to continue doing what they need to do. And both of our hubs should be functioning. But now I think back to what we were talking about and knocking out this next task. We want Liverpool. You know, honestly, we want Liverpool to have 2 stations, man. I'll have to recreate some lines and stations, but we're getting to the point where our income is high enough where we can do these kinds of massive reorganizations. But first, yeah, we want to spend our research points. We're kind of capped out until the 1950s anyway, so I'll just pick up anything I can until I can start researching new locomotives. Well, let's run this a little bit. What are our deadlines? Okay, we have until June to create this line, and then until December of next year, deliver 4 loads of vegetables. Yeah, we're already close to hitting these, or at least the first optional task. Achieve 3 cities with 100,000 or more in the rail network. Increase the value of our company to 30 mil. Yeah, we have to more than 3x our current size to hit that. Maybe it'll just happen organically, who knows. Not really going to worry about the optional tasks for now. Let's create this express line to Carlisle, shall we? And I know if I avoid creating 2 stations in Liverpool, now it's going to bug me and I'll have to do it later anyway. Just because that's the strategy I wanted to take within this playthrough. The only drawback to that, as you guys probably imagine, is it's a lot more expensive to have separate train stations and separate lines in general for freight and express, but I think it'll make it easier for us to keep the goods flowing the way we want. And when everything gets tangled into one station at every city, things start to slow down, and you can't, it makes it harder to transport goods further and further while still being able to maintain the home city's need for that good, right? So the faster I can get goods down the line, the more likely it's going to be that the home city won't need it before I have a chance to, you know, bring it down the line. I don't know. I'm rambling right now. Hopefully that makes sense, but all in all, I want to upgrade Liverpool to have 2 stations because we already have one, and we already have that in Manchester, in Birmingham, and in London. Oxford, we probably will never do it to. London will probably be the next to do that once we can get rid of... No, I don't want it. Once we can get rid of her line here, which we will do, but we're up to 1 mil. Yeah, we're up to 9 mil in total value. Now we're going to go ahead and pause it because we're going to do a massive reorganization. We got to think about this a little bit. So I think we can just delete it there. We're going to actually delete this entire station in Liverpool because the way it's oriented right now is not ideal. But we want to see what the existing lines into Liverpool are. So we got 1 line from London to Liverpool, and that's servicing both express and freight right now. And 1 from Manchester to Liverpool, which is just freight. So that makes it a little easier to think about what we have to do since we don't have several lines coming in. So good thing we're doing this now. Sorry, Liverpool station. But the freight, I think the freight is going to be at... I always like the freight station to be on the inside because obviously it's going to be easier to collect resources and stuff if we want to link more into Liverpool down the line. For example, this wood in Wales, which we can't unlock until we finish things in the England region. But with that being said, we're going to create the freight station down here and the express station. Why can't we create this? It won't let me do it. Why? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess since it's not connected to the network. Okay, so since this is the freight, we know that these 2 lines at least as far as freight goes, are going to connect in here. That's the express. So we probably want to delete all this. So we just want freight coming in for now, then we can worry about express. Okay, let's just focus on getting freight in. So this is going to be freight from Manchester. Going to be freight from Manchester, and this is going to be freight. Well, the express line is still existing here. Yeah, that's really weird. We got to reorganize this a little bit. We can bring it in tighter. So we can bring it in tighter here. That's good. But this bridge is not necessary, is it? Yep. 4%. Yeah, we won't. Yeah, -2 I can live with. That's fine. And we should be more than good to go here. Making sure to check our track direction. Perfect. Great. Liverpool. So now we don't have the express line. We should build that out here before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Hopefully I still have 8 tracks, yeah. Make them back to back, why not? Express, Liverpool. Nice. So we'll hook up this express line, and we'll probably... No, we want to keep... Okay, what? Just got to think about this a little more. So originally, we bridged this gap here for the express line. So how will we bring now freight into Birmingham? Yeah, we'll need to do a massive organization here, but it's fine. First, let's create this express into the new express station in Liverpool. Gonna be express only. What will we need here? Express station. Let's do a restaurant and... We do maintenance. We could do a market hall, but I'm gonna do a maintenance depot. So if we look at our rail lines here, we should have a few that aren't functioning anymore. Yeah. London cannot be reached. Of course it can. Okay, we're going to delete this line for now. We're going to do a new London to freight Liverpool. You know, should we... I think we should bring freight into Manchester instead of straight to Liverpool. Yeah, so we're going to delete that. We're going to try to do one thing at a time so we don't get confused here. Actually, London should deliver to freight Birmingham. This is the freight line. And then do we have a Birmingham to... We already have one. You know what, we can delete that. And then do we have a Birmingham to freight Birmingham to freight Manchester? Okay, now we need a freight. Yeah, see, there's nothing on this line yet. So now we need a freight Manchester to freight Liverpool. Refrigerator car. This is freight. So what do we need in this warehouse? Open up our rail lines again. Barrels rest to London. That's just a breakdown. Freight Manchester to freight Liverpool. Okay, that's just replacing that completely, so we can just delete that. Okay, everything looks like it can get to where it needs to go now. But I just need to figure out what's going to be going up that direction. But anyway, we have our express line, so we can just create our station since we still have the money. And we want it facing this way since this is going to be the express station in Carlisle. Now we can go to our express station in Liverpool and create this crazy line, which is going to probably cost us a pretty penny here. And we're definitely not doing that. Definitely not doing that. Okay, now we have to go down and look at the topography here. Which would be the best route? I think it might be the coast. We can hang a line off the cliffs here. Might not be the shortest route, but it will probably be the most cost-effective. Roughly something like that. We're not going to have that, right? Not gonna have that. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. I know there's a slope, but we can bring this up to even that out. 3% grade isn't that bad, and it'll be even less when we... That bridge might be necessary, I don't know. Maybe not. Alright, what can we do here? A little bridge is probably necessary there. Or at least it's going to let us build this without too much of a headache. 3%. I think we can bring this down here. Only 67 coming out of the station though. Do we need that bridge there? I don't think so. Okay. I think that's good. Kind of ideal. I kind of want to swing out from this wool business. It's only 183k. Considering it's 193 kilometers of track, guys, it's really good. And obviously to create our parallel line, we want to grab the other track for an additional 216k. Looks like we got to build new bridge infrastructure because it juts further out in the water at some points. At one point. But that's fine. That I can afford, but just barely. We already have that, and we have the tower there, so that's fine. We just need to do the same thing on the Carlisle side. No, we don't want to do it from Carlisle. Where am I going here? I'm trying to keep consistent with this. the naming of the station. So this is the express line. We'll just call it car. Stick to the 3. Well, we eventually want to do a restaurant. We're going to just do both. Then run it a little bit. Let's run that a little bit because we want to make sure our new lines that we reconfigured are working properly. There wasn't much coming up to this region yet anyway, so we can kind of evaluate what we want to do. We might want to bring sugar directly in to Liverpool as well, but first let's create this express line. Check it out. Okay, so that should take care of the express status between Liverpool and Carlisle. And then we just need to worry about York now. Getting vegetables there. And I think we can utilize another station in Carlisle. We can get ahead of creating our freight station in Carlisle and bring it in from the island.
If you're wondering why we're so successful, it's because of my military background.
Or we
For
can
10
just
years, I was a soldier in
let
the
this guy finish.
67th Regiment of the Bengal Native Infantry, and I picked up a few things.
Yeah. Secure supply. Alright, getting that message is always train convoys. What do we get? Track cost. We can't bid on it. Now we can. And we got 3. Kind of finish out things we're missing, so we're not going to worry about chemicals. So now we're kind of tapped out for research, and what I kind of like about tapping out research early in the decade is your research innovation points are going to stack up so high, so you can buy like 3 or 4 of these at a time. It's pretty satisfying to get that kind of technological jump. But as I was saying, every time you get that newspaper article about a city, that means you know you're doing good. You're redistributing goods in a big way. But I think what we want to do is, because we have 2 options for vegetables, getting vegetables to York, and both are kind of the same distance, but one we already have the concession to do, which is this Duncan farm up here. Fleming Farmstead could be a cheaper route because we don't have to build a bridge to this little Duncan farm island here. I think this is Ireland up here, which doesn't look like there's anything settled up here at this point, which is crazy because I know Dublin is supposed to be right here. Anyway, I think we're just going to pull it in from the island. So let's let it run a little bit, get a little more cash. So, because we need to create 2 stations. 3 stations. One on the island, a freight station in Carlisle, and a freight station in York. Yeah, I think we're good down there. So yeah, let's let our cash build up a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to need at least 700,000 to $1 million to do this. So it's only really, that's the last task of this. How long are we running here? Yeah, on this episode, about 30 minutes. So probably have enough time to maybe squeeze this task in and maybe do the next set of tasks on this episode as well, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Looks like we're getting a lot more snow cover again. It's January. The frost is coming in. Alright guys, we're about 500k now. I think we can start constructing the stations and infrastructure we needed to get vegetables to York. So how are we going to orient this? So I know the station in Carlisle is going to be oriented bottom down like that. We also want to... We're probably... We're probably going to want to do it something like that. So we're also going to need to get this line around this existing express line to Carlisle somehow. But we also want to make sure our bridge is as short as possible while doing this. So probably going to put the station somewhere out here. Okay, let's see how this works. I also want the station in Carlisle. Probably end up having to put it down here. Yeah, like that. So let's just go straight in so we can kind of bend the track accordingly. So there's a tunnel. Man, that bridge is expensive. Holy crap. Holy crap. Yeah, I needed a lot more money to do this. That's about as... Yeah, okay, I got a little ahead of myself here, guys. We're gonna bring it in from the south instead. I think that much is clear. We already built the... You know, we don't need the freight station in Carlisle yet then. We can just build... After getting this concession down here, we'll have to build one station in York. Yeah, sometimes you gotta kind of flip the script, guys, you know, as we're having to do here. One station in York for freight, and one station down here to pick it up, to pick up the veggies. So this is more of a direct line. We don't have to route it through Carlisle now, which is kind of a positive. It'll quickly make it into York via the station we just built. Obviously, that's going to take the shortest route possible, so we're going to bend it just around that inlet there. And with a new track point, we can get rid of that tunnel. I kind of want to lessen that slope a little bit. There we go. Let's get a more natural bend going in here. Is that good? Okay, so we're kind of opposite poled, so we'll have to put it down there. What's that total track cost? It's 238k, so I want to run it while we're doing this, because this is going to be a little bit expensive. Earthworks are getting expensive here. Is there anywhere... Yeah, I think the earthworks are necessary to keep this track as level as possible. So I think if we build that, should be able to afford the parallel line. It's 238k. We're gonna wait for our money to go up a little bit, and we'll be able to complete this line from Fleming to York. Let that run. Alright, closing out the research for the decade, guys, and we'll continue saving up some money to complete this line. So we're all good. We're just waiting for 1950. Sorry about that. Accidentally clicked out the screen. The PLM, Borbanus, and maybe the Waverly class. We'll probably have enough set up to get this newest mixed locomotive here, but anyway, keep it going. Alright guys, got enough to build the line initially, at least, so we can start building infrastructure while we run the game. Keep getting more money so we can finish this line here. See, that's the advantage of having like some solid income, you know, when you're expanding rapidly. And I don't know, do you guys play the game faster than me? I feel like I might play it faster than I probably should. But trying to be both efficient in my lines as well as the time that I spend playing this game. Because I've spent, man, I've had like 8-hour stretches playing this game just because I go down a rabbit hole of infrastructure improvement as well as rapid expansion. So I think we're all set to create this line here, but we want to make sure that we're naming this accordingly. This is Freight York. You know what? It's 4 letters, so I'm just we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep the entire name and the abbreviation. I guess at that point it's not really an abbreviation, but now we can create the line from Fleming Station to York with 1 freight locomotive with a refrigerator car. So that should fulfill the last task that we need. Okay, we just got breakdowns. As long as I'm not seeing symbols for, you know, things waiting really long at the station, I know everything's flowing the way it should. But while we're waiting a little bit here for that task to complete, let's see what Liverpool is missing here.
Another step in the right direction, but
Nice.
don't let it go to your head. You there! Stop slouching. No discipline. It's a miracle you've completed your tasks.
Hello, I'm here on behalf of the company board. I just wanted to take a moment to express our collective thanks for your work. So far, we are very impressed with your achievements, but we still expect even greater things from you.
You! How dare you praise my employees behind my back? Too much buttering up makes one fat and lazy. The nerve! Have you heard of the Great Northern Railway? A dangerous enemy that could leave us in the dust if you don't do something about it. So, what are you waiting for?
Okay, it looks like the next set of tasks are buying 4 private routes. So we've already done 2 and got rid of 1 completely. Have 80% of travelers take train from Carlisle to Plymouth. Deliver 4 loads of liquor to London. Okay. So what are we running at here, guys? So I think we're running up on the 40-minute point, which we might end the episode here. We're moving along pretty quick, but I want to keep these a little shorter and more digestible chunks for you guys. So I think that's going to be the episode. But this is awesome. We're moving really fast. And we're already at 10 mil company value when we started the episode at about 8. So we're moving really quick. In the next episode, I'm probably going to make a little longer because I want to start working on some of these optional tasks as well, just so I'm not playing these campaign missions solely to beat. Let's slow this down here because we're getting pretty close to mid-year. Or we're actually, yeah, we're in mid-year right now. But I want to feel like I completed the campaign a little more the way I want to, instead of just recording these videos for the purposes of knocking out all of the primary tasks, right? So we're gonna end it here. Thanks you guys for joining me. We did a lot in this episode. We're gonna continue the grind on the next one. But if you guys are liking this so far, give me a like and subscribe. Just get more eyes on the channel. For the purposes of getting more feedback, you know, I could care less whether I'm making anything from this channel or not. I'm doing this for fun and in my own free time. So I appreciate you guys coming in and appreciating how I play the game, and maybe you can give me some tips around how you play and how I could improve my own strategy around tackling these tasks as well. So thanks again, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.